This wide receiver class is phenomenal. It may rival the 2020 wide receiving class. I mean, this is definitely the deepest position group in the 2021 class. And I'm going to give you my top 10 prospects for this season's wide receiver class. But before we get into that, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Baroshmo, just in case you did not know so. Go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the video. It helps the video out a ton. I really encourage you to do that. And I also encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. Do it. It costs you nothing. Nothing. It's free. Quite literally free, and you could stop whenever you want. I won't even give you a cancellation fee. How is that? Such a nice guy. Also, I'm on the Flick Sports app. You don't know what that is? It's basically sports Discord. I'm in the group Never Too Early Draft. We talking draft, we talking prospects. I love the draft. You love the draft. So go ahead, download that. The link's in the description below. And if you want to see my full wide receiver rankings, it's going to be on ftfn.com. I'm going to leave a link in the description, and it's the pinned comment if you want to see the full list. I got like 46 prospects on there. So yeah, you should probably go check it out. This is a very good class. Very fun to evaluate. Very fun to watch. I'll have a 7-round mock draft out for you next week. Hopefully, it's probably going to be Tuesday. Let's go Wednesday. 7 rounds. So a lot of work I'm putting into it. So how it's going to work, the first round is going to be its own video. And then I'm going to give you each team's draft class. That way you can kind of just skip to your team and see who I drafted for him. So yeah, you're welcome. But let's go ahead and let's dive in. We're going to start with number 10, Nico Collins out of Minnesota. It's Michigan. I lied to you. Ha! Those Big Ten teams fooling me. But this guy, he ended up opting out, which kind of sucks because it seems like his production never caught up, or his ability. No, well, okay. His production never caught up to his ability. There we go. I just don't know why it just didn't really work there in Michigan for him. I mean, I guess blame part of how they deployed him. They hardly used him in the intermediate, and I really think that is where he would do the most work with his size, 6'4", 218. They were really just asking him to stay short and sit on routes or just go deep. He doesn't have the best explosion in this class, but when this guy gets running, dude, he's got that long field speed. It could be deadly. And it sucks not to see him here. He's a hard guy to evaluate at this point, not seeing him in this season. But I mean, this is such a good class. It was really hard to come up with who would be at 10. And then at 9, I got my boy Tamorrion Terry out of Florida State. If you're not new to the channel, you know I'm the president of the Tamorrion Terry fan club. I love Tamorrion Terry. And I really thought he could have been a top 10 to 15 player in this draft. I still believe it because I love his tools. He put on weight. He's at 6'4", 222. The guy's muscly. I think he has very Randy Moss-esque. I'm not making a comparison to him and Moss. It's not a comp. I think he has Randy Moss-esque ability and moves because this guy, he's a deep vertical threat, but he's shown he is an after the catch like monster on the short routes. Things I did want to see was him get better against press, which I think he has. Work on the focus drops, which that's something that's very teachable. It's not that hard to basically iron those out of his game. But the expanded route tree, you wanted to see more of a route tree, and unfortunately, with Mike Norvell, if you're familiar with him, he's a coach for Florida State. He used to coach at Memphis. He runs a real gimmicky offense, screens, long balls. That's basically the meat and potatoes to his game. So you're not gonna see an expanded route tree from him. Unfortunately, I think 2020 is really done. There's been more downs for him than ups. He had the whole what would you say, the confrontation with the Hurricane players, and then he went on to have a confrontation with the wide receiver coach. He had a really bad drop in week 1. He's finally starting to see more snaps again after that Miami game. But again, I think he's kind of just stuck now as a day 2 guy, unfortunately. But I still believe in the talent. And then at 8, I got Chris Olave at Ohio State. Something I want to see better, why I got him as a second rounder. I want to see him better after the catch. Actually, better after contact, to be more specific. But outside of that, man, this guy's a very polished route runner. No surprise coming out of Ohio State. These guys are very good route runners there. He creates tons of space. I would like to see him add some weight to that frame, which it looks like he may have based on their season opener. But you like the height, you like the speed, you like the strength. Again, I want to see more broken tackles, more forced missed tackles. And then at 7, Amon-Ra St. Brown out of USC. Biggest knock on this guy. He majority of the time he's playing in the slot, and he's in the Pac-12, never faces press. So that's a bit worrisome, but he does have the skill set of a potential first round prospect. He's got decent size at 6'1", 195. He's one of the smoothest route runners in this class, and he's very capable after the catch. And then probably the biggest thing is vertically, he looks like a monster. They don't really use him vertically, which they should, but he's demonstrated very good vertical skills. He was 5'6" when targeted on throws of 20 yards or more. He was 5'6" on contested catches of 20 yards or more, all in 2019. So I don't think they will use him on the outside this season. I really doubt it, but that's something I really would want to see from him. And then basically 2 through 6, there you could really rank them however you like, because like I said, this is a very good class, and it's really kind of like pick your preference, which receiver maybe fits your team or fits what you're looking for. So that being said, I got Rondale Moore at 6 out of Purdue. I'm glad the kid is coming back to play. He didn't play in the Iowa opener, but I think he really needed to play this season because we know the guy's a monster. There's size concerns, but he plays with great strength. He plays like, I would say he's Steve Smith with a little bit of jitteriness to him. He's so good. He's a broken tackle machine, great acceleration, but big outside of his height and size. The biggest knock on him is he doesn't play on the outside. If he decided to opt out, then by the time the draft came around, he would have only had 185 total snaps in the last 2 seasons or 2 years, with only 40 of those coming out of the slot or coming from outside. So I think he really needed to play this year, and it's good to hear that he will play. But before we get into the top 5, go ahead, do the YouTube thing. Become a bro and subscribe. Hit that red button, why don't you? And then hit the like button while you're at it. It really helps the video out a ton. If you really want to talk more draft, then we got a great community that's built in there at the Flick Sports app. So I really suggest you go ahead, download the app. You can find me in the link in the description below at the Never Too Early Draft. Number 5, Jaylen Waddle out of Alabama. Waddle, again, you could throw size there. And then you could probably throw, he doesn't really see snaps on the outside. And he was used actually that way this year. He's played majority in the slot. Unfortunately, he has a high ankle sprain and he'll miss the rest of the season. I don't think that tanks his stock. I think he's still a first rounder, but I definitely think that may take him out of maybe the top 15. As we kind of saw receivers fall last year. We saw CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy not go to 16 and 17. So I know Ruggs went at like 12, but yeah, I think we could see receivers fall, and Jaylen Waddle might be among the receivers that do fall. But what is there to like about him? The guy is a phenomenal after the catch. He's just so fast, great elusiveness, just electric with the ball in his hands. Over the last 2 seasons, only CeeDee Lamb ranked higher in yards after the catch and passer rated when targeted in the slot. The guy is great. He's phenomenal. Again, size concerns about not facing press, playing on the outside, and then the injury. So now you got a few question marks going to this. And then Terrace Marshall Jr. out of LSU. The guy's been a monster this season. The dude has been great. He's a great combination of size and speed. He proved last year he can play on the outside. He proved he could be a good red zone target. He was very good at the contested catch. And then he was handed the Justin Jefferson role this season, which means majority of his snaps are coming in the slot. But keep in mind, we have seen him play on the outside. So how's he fared? Well, through 4 games, he has 27 receptions for 512 yards, 9 touchdowns. So yeah, this guy, I think he's almost cemented himself as a first-round talent. And then Rashod Bateman here at 3. He literally came into Minnesota last season and made everyone forget about Tyler Johnson. This dude's route running it's coming together, but he creates a ton of separation. He was very solid at the contested catch. Very good after the catch as well. And I mean, this season, or actually the 2019 season, there we go. He had the 3rd highest rate of receptions for 15 plus yards. He just dominates in the intermediate of the field, and that's where you want to see wide receivers win in college, because that translates to the NFL. That's where a majority of passes go, the intermediate level. He had a solid outing against Minnesota, or against Michigan. Against Michigan. There we go. See, I'm getting these Michigan and Minnesota schools mixed up. I don't know how, but he had a solid outing. He had 9 receptions for 101 yards in a losing effort, unfortunately. But again, he looked very good. DeVonta Smith at Alabama here at 2. Man, like I said, you really could order 2 through 6 however you like, to whatever your preference is. But again, my only real knock on Smith is I want him to put more size on his frame. The guy's got elite speed. He creates ridiculous separation. I mean, a majority of his snaps have been on the outside. He handles press well. He's got a great release. I mean, what's there not to like about him? Is amazing after the catch. I mean, this season he's registered 45 receptions for 556 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that's all through 5 games. He's very strong at the catch point. I just want to see more size. I don't think I can deny Smith any longer, just because I think he needs to gain a few pounds, like 20 of them. And then, of course, number 1 is Jamar Chase. I even opted out. I don't think that hurts him none. I think this is a guy that'll probably run in the 4.4s, 4.5, because a lot of people want to knock his speed. I think his speed's just fine. The dude just bodies defenders, though. In 2019, he was 14 of 16 on contested catches with 21 broken tackles. He was a big play target, 41. He had 41 plays of 15 yards or more. He destroyed guys like Trevon Diggs, AJ Terrell, who went in the first 2 rounds of the 2020 NFL draft. The guy's just a special talent. He's number 1. He's probably going to stay number 1 unless something could. Unless he has just a catastrophe of a combine, where maybe he hurts himself during the off season. The only way I see him not being a top 10 pick. But that's it for the list. Go ahead, check out the rest at ftfn.com. Remember, link in the description, and it's the pinned comment. Flick Sports, do your thing with that if you like. And always, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. But as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.